Well, greetings, human relations students, BA107. This is Eric Doucette, Mr. Doucette, your instructor for the summer term here at Cerritos College of Human Relations. And I just want to welcome you to the class. This is a live video made summer 2026 today, which is Monday, June 15th, first day of class. And I apologize, I got a little late start getting things lined up, but they're all set up now. Everything should be ready to go, and you should be able to dive 100% into the class. But I did want to introduce myself. I first off apologize for being very casual, but for me, it's summer. So summer break, I got my hat on, I got my t-shirt on. I'm just relaxing and getting stuff done. And hopefully you're going to have an exceptional summer as well. But I do want to go over our class with you and just explain a few things about the class, show you how to navigate around in it, and then let you know kind of a little bit about what to expect. I do plan on doing some instructional videos throughout the course of this class. Today, I'm not going to do anything instructional. However, I will be doing a brief, maybe 10-minute instructional video on the content of chapter 1, which is the first chapter you're going to be looking at. And then in the announcements each week, I will probably do a 5 to 10-minute segment in this video where I'm doing some instruction as well as going over all of the assignments that you should be working on for each week. But that's kind of the plan. So we'll see how it goes. Some weeks may just be announcements. Some weeks may be announcements and instruction. And some weeks may be an announcement in one video and then some instruction in another video. Of course, also in all of my feedback and comments I'll make on your assignments, I'll be using that as an instructional opportunity as well. So let's first off talk about the class, Human Relations. This is really how we get along in a business environment. I know many of you are in the retail management program. So obviously having good human relations skills working in a retail environment is extremely important and valuable. Having good people skills is also extremely valuable and helpful in you advancing and moving forward in your career. So what you'll learn in this class could help you not only understand how the culture and community of a business works, but also maybe some skills and some do's and don'ts on how to interact with other people and how to work together with them, things like that. So you'll be looking at all of those aspects of organizational behavior and human relations in the corporate environment. In fact, chapter 1 is about organizational behavior, so that's what we'll be covering in the first chapter. But what I'd like to do is show you first off today how to log into Canvas if you've never done that. And then once you're in Canvas and in our class, how to navigate around in our course so that you know exactly where to find everything. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and I'm going to share my screen, which is the Cerritos College website. So here I am on the website's homepage. So you should be seeing that now. And I'm just going to come up here to quick links and I'm going to select Canvas. So that's the easiest way to get into Canvas. And then once you get in there, it's going to ask you for some credentials to sign in. Now mine's already all set up. And once you set yours up, you won't have to go through all the motions. It'll automatically populate like mine is right now. But you can see there, your login is going to be your basically your email address, and then it's also going to be your 2 digits of the month, 2 digits of the day, and the 4 digits of the year as your password, your birth date. There's also a student login help right here. So if you click that, it'll tell you exactly what you need to put in. But in my case, it's going to be my email and it's already going to populate because I've already done it. Now, I also am using a two-factor sign-in, so it's going to send me a code, and that code should come over here in a second. And then once that does, I will be able to log in. So hopefully it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Let me see, because I'm actually in Zoom, so it might take a few seconds longer. But if you do the two-factor sign-in like I've done, there it is, then that'll be an extra step, but it's also an extra level of security. So once you get into the Canvas, you'll go to what's called the Canvas dashboard for you, and you'll see all of your classes, everything that you're taking at the moment, and maybe any other supplemental folders that may have been loaded by other instructors for other things, the library, things like that. In my case, I have all these class shells and things like that. But right here is our class. So Human Relations, BA107, 107 for summer. I'm going to go ahead and select that. Yours will look exactly the same, and that'll bring you to our course homepage. And I laid out the homepage to basically allow you to navigate to everything that you need. So there's a Zoom link here. There's modules. If you want to go right to modules, you also have this menu on the left that has modules in it. There's a grade button. There's also a simple syllabus, which lets you look at everything kind of in text format. And then here is my little table. So this class is broken into 4 modules. So each one of these blue circles will bring you to each of the 4 modules. It's all on the same page, but it'll just bring you to where we're at based on the date. So of course, you're going to want to start in module number 1. And once you've done the first 2 weeks of module number 1, then you want to start clicking module number 2, etc. And that'll bring you into the coursework. And I'll do that at the end of this video. There's a start button right here, so you definitely want to select that, and I'll come back to that in a second. That's where you want to start the first time you log in, and it steps you through some things. Right here is also a syllabus. So I mentioned the simple syllabus. This is a text version online, but I also have a paper version right here. So if you select that, you can view the paper version. It's the same one I emailed you, or you can also download it if you want. I will always keep the most current syllabus right there. And I do, by the way, plan on making some changes to a few of the assignments later in the class. So I will automatically update the syllabus and you'll be able to look at it and see what's changed or what's not changed. Excuse me. Then I have a communications plan right here that tells how you can get a hold of me, how I'm going to get a hold of you, how you can best get a hold of me, how you can interact with other students in the class. And then there's a help button that also gives you all the contact information for the help desk. It gives you the contact information for Canvas if you need to call them. It also gives you my contact information, my phone number, as well as my email, which is also at the top of this page. There's also a forum in there. So if you click reply at the bottom, you can ask me or any of the other students in the class a question. You can answer questions, anything like that. So it's like an open forum where things can be discussed and questions can be asked and answered. So that's pretty much the table. And again, these 4 go to the 4 modules. So I'm going to go ahead and select the start button as we get started here. So I'm going to select that. That's going to bring you into a welcome letter by me. There's an old picture of me, and this is for the summer 2026. A little welcome. This tells you that it's an online class. This is how you can navigate the class on a phone or a tablet. A phone or a tablet doesn't display the same layout that you're seeing now. It shows what you see there on the little icons here. So if you want to get to this menu that's on the left over here, you want to get back to the home page, you need to click the little downward V next to the sunglasses, and that'll open up this menu right here that gives you the home, the announcements, the modules, basically the same menu you're seeing on the left. That would be on a phone or a tablet. As far as getting started, you want to make sure you read the syllabus, that you want to do the check-in assignment. This needs to be done by today, by tonight, the first class, to avoid being dropped. That's very important. And then you have a module number 1 to start working. So those are the first 3 things you need to do. This check-in assignment is extremely important, so make sure you get that done ASAP. In fact, you could stop this video and do that assignment right now and then start the video again because it's that important. But let's go ahead and take a look at the syllabus here for a second. I want to make sure it's working. I think I may not have linked that link. So if I did not, I did not. So I will fix that as soon as I'm off this video. But let's go ahead and check out the check-in assignment. So that brings you here. And that's just basically answering some questions, and you can dialogue with your co-classmates. And that's the idea. It's meant to be a discussion. So get to know each other, say hello, introduce yourself. And then you have module number 1. So I'm not going to go to module number 1. In fact, what I'm going to do instead is click the next button here because there are some other pages after this that you might want to review first. So let's select next. Here is the summer schedule. So it gives you everything we're going to be covering. By the way, most weeks you have 2 study plans. There's a few weeks, week number 4, week number 1, and then week number 5, and then all the way down to week number 8. Actually, I've changed this around. I need to fix this. So week number 8, you have 1, and week number 7 and 8, I believe you only have 1 module to do, and then I've doubled up the ones in the middle. So that will be changed as well. I just realized I didn't update that, but I did already make a few changes, so I'll fix that once I'm done with the video as well. And you'll be able to look right here under the schedule exactly what you need to do this week. Week 1 remains unchanged, so this is definitely what's due this first week. If I come down here and I hit next, it's going to bring me to a communication and monitoring plan. It's the same one that you can access from the home page where the 2 people are sitting behind the desk. But it's the same way how you can get a hold of me, how I can get a hold of you, how you can interact with one another. Make sure you read that thoroughly. I also have an AI policy that I'd like you to read and review. And this is just letting you know that I do allow AI to be used. However, you need to disclose that you used it. And if I suspect that you have used it, I'm going to give you a 0. You're welcome to debate the 0 if you want and prove to me that you didn't use AI, and that will require a personal interview with me probably. But if not, if you're doing your own work, you're putting it in your own words, you're doing third person, or first person, you're talking from your own experiences, especially, you're going to do well and there's not going to be any issues. It's when you send me something or cut and paste something that sounds like I'm reading a textbook, then I know something's not right. So anyway, moving on then, there is a instructor to student discussion. So you can come into this one. It's also available under modules and click reply. You can ask me a question. You can dialogue with me. I can see it. So it'll only be between you and I. But there's also one between you and other students. So if you just have a general question or you want to say hello to everybody, everybody will get this when you do it. So I already posted. Peter put his his answer to the discussion post check-in assignment in the wrong place. So I needed to comment. But that's another option you have to dialogue with one another and to interact with each other. And then here is again, the discussion post. And if I keep clicking, it's going to bring me down to some helpful tools. There's here's an instructional guide that I'll be going over with you in a video later this week. And then here's your first study plan. So as far as getting the textbook, I know that there's a module, there is an earlier module that I skipped over right now. I'm going to go back there. Right here, it says, how do I get my $35 textbook? Steps to getting the textbook, all that. I'm not sure because it keeps changing exactly whether that's the best way to get the textbook, or I think an even better way to get the textbook is just get started. Come to the study plan right here, and then it's going to open up the study plan. And if you've never purchased the book, you've never done anything, when you come down here to study materials and you start working through these learn sections, if you've not paid for the book, it's going to ask you to pay for the book right here. You can pay for it. That'll give you access, and then you can continue on in your work. I think it's $35 for access to the ebook, and that's all you're using is an ebook in this class. And all you do is you click these learn sections, and you can learn it and apply it under each one. You can take a self-check, and then it'll end with the quiz. And the quiz is also the next item in the module, and you're automatically completing the quiz when you go through the study plan. So if you look at module number 1, for instance, it has the study plan, it has a quiz. So these two things will be done as you work through the study plan, and then you have your first assignment. So you can click that and you can read all the instructions. It's a 25-point assignment. It tells you what exactly I'm looking for. And again, this is going to be a 1-page paper, double spaced, 12 font, and then you're going to be answering some questions. Be very, very careful that you're not just getting your answers from AI. I can tell. I have things I can use to figure it out. So make sure you're putting everything in your own words. That's the main thing. You can use AI. You can certainly use it as a resource along with your textbook, but I'm really looking for your textbook answers. And so I should add on there, tell me what page you got it from out of your textbook. In fact, I might add that. So anyway, that may be something I add that's a requirement of the assignment itself. So that way you're not just using AI, you're welcome to, but make sure you're also using your textbook. And then notice it says specific examples or connections to your own experience. And that's what I'm really looking for in all of the assignments. So that's pretty much it for week number 1. And all you're going to basically do then every week is come to the home page, or once you're done with number 1, select the module that we're in. That was the 3 assignments for module week number 1. Then you come to week number 2, you select study plan for week number 2, you work your way through the study plan, you automatically take the quiz, etc. And as you're working your way through, you could just keep clicking next, and it'll bring you to the next assignment. So week 2, you have a discussion. You have the PowerPoint slides right here that you're welcome to review before you do anything. So next week you have a study plan, a quiz, and a discussion. Then you have a study plan, quiz, and an assignment. So you have 2 study plans, 2 quizzes, and 2 different assignments for week number 2. So, and that's pretty much how we'll work all the way through the class. All right, there is no exams necessarily. There is no midterms or anything. You're just working through each module. And then when you get done with them all, you get done. There is a final project at the end that you'll be given the last 3 weeks to work on. And it, again, you can't do it with AI. but it's a personal review of a local small business. You can't use a big business. You have to use something in your community, and you have to make a visit, and you have to do some research at the business itself. So you can't just go online and get a bunch of information. You got to get firsthand information. That's kind of the idea of it. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this class as far as an intro. I'll do my best, as I mentioned, to do videos each week. Some videos may just be announcements, and I actually may use older other course videos for that I've taught already, but then there'll be new videos where I'm actually giving some instruction. So be watching for all of those throughout the summer term. If you have any questions or concerns, the best way to reach out to me, as my communication plan says, just text me. I give you my cell number. You can text me. We can try and set up a Zoom session if we need to. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Or again, email if it's not urgent and we can handle it over email. That's fine too. All right. Have a great week and a great start to the class. And you'll see me again on video in the weeks ahead. Until then, have a great one.